Some of you must be wondering why the no-hit achievement didn't pop up. Funny thing is, I already did it, but when I watched the footage back, there was no sound, so I did it again. And unfortunately, because there's a bug with tabbing out of the game, my mouse was just on the screen throughout the whole entire fight. What you just watched was my third no-hit run on the Nameless General. I believe it's safe to say I know my way around this boss by now. Welcome to the Nameless General Guide. In this video, I'll give you the breakdown as well as everything you need to know in order to come out on top. With that being said, let's jump right into it. To start off, the boss will begin a sequenced combo, or a scripted combo if you may. The boss will start off with a golden attack with 3 hits. There'll be a screwdriver attack that you can dodge through. I recommend dodging to the left or the right. Then a sweep attack, followed by the last hit being an overhead slam. You want to dodge a moment after hearing the yellow attack sound effect, as if you dodge as soon as you hear it, you most likely will get hit. The boss will then always follow up with a red thrust attack as part of the opening sequence of this fight. In order for you to deflect this attack, wait for the boss to move first, as a boss won't hit you straight away with the red thrusting attack. Starting from now, the boss will be able to use a variety of moves. A lot of them will stem from this 3-hit thrusting attack combo. To make the first phase easier to understand, I'll break up the variations of his 3-hit combos in an alphabetical system. I'll make sure to put a prompt on screen so you know which combo is which. The boss will twirl his spear and get into position. To parry the first hit, wait for the boss to be standing on the tip of his toes. As soon as you see this, instantly press deflect. To parry the second hit, wait for the boss to rotate and land on the ground with both feet. As soon as he touches the floor, deflect. To deflect the third hit, pay attention to the boss's left leg. As soon as you see it lift off the ground, press deflect. To deflect combo B, deflect the first 2 hits exactly the same way as you did with combo A. The third hit, the boss will jump in the air and slam down. Wait for the side of the boss to be facing you, then press deflect. Combo C can be quite tricky to deal with as it comes out very fast. The boss will hit you with the bottom half of his spear and then slash you with the top half a moment later. To parry the first hit of this attack, wait for the boss to crouch into a stance. As soon as you see him twist, parry. Half a second later, press the deflect button again to parry the second attack. You'll notice the boss has to twist towards you in order for him to hit you with his blade. As soon as you notice that he's twisting towards you, press the deflect button. There is also a chance that he will parry whatever hit you're doing and then follow up with another 2-hit combo after the parry. Combo D is a little bit tricky as it starts off the same as combo A and changes with the remaining 3 hits. To deflect this combo, deflect the first hit as you would in combo A. To parry the second hit, press deflect when the boss's back is facing you. The latest you can parry this attack is when the boss's side is facing you. To parry the third hit, the moment the boss touches the ground, press deflect. To parry the final hit, when the side of the boss is facing you, press deflect. The boss has a sweep attack that hits twice. To deflect this, wait for the boss's back to be facing you and deflect the first hit. For the second hit, the boss has to step in to attack you. After the boss steps in, press deflect. In phase 1, the boss has a sweeping attack that hits 3 times. To deflect this, wait for the boss to grab the bottom of the spear with both of his hands. As soon as his spear is over his head, press deflect. For the second attack, the boss will step in and then swing. Wait for the boss to step in. As soon as he does so, deflect. For the final hit, the boss will spin around and twirl his spear at the same time before swinging at you. When the side of the boss is facing you, press deflect. A much rarer version of this combo includes 2 additional hits for a total of 5. It essentially starts out the same way for the first 3 hits, For the fourth hit, he'll do a flip. As soon as his foot touches the ground, press deflect. Now I made the mistake here in my earlier runs by not doing this, and it resulted in me taking block damage instead of me parrying the hit. For the last hit, the boss will jump in the air, wait until you see the side of the boss, then deflect. For the next phase, we'll call it phase 1.5, the boss treats this phase identical to the first phase, with the main difference being the incorporation of more golden attacks. But the boss doesn't usually do this too often, as phase 1.5 won't last that long, as the boss will enter phase 2 when it reaches half health. With that being said, here are the few things you need to take note about phase 1.5. Phase 1.5 will begin when the boss is below 80% health. You'll know when you've entered this phase as the boss thumps his chest and then stomps the ground. The stomp is deflectable. Pay attention to the boss's left hand during this animation. As soon as it's visible, press deflect. Boss will follow this up with a red jump attack. Wait a slight second after you hear the red warning and then press parry. In phase 1.5, the 2-hit attack the boss would do in the first phase, where he hits you with the butt of the spear and then the blade, is now golden. Do keep in mind the first part of this attack can miss you, so be careful when dodging the second part of the attack. I usually like to wait a second after I hear the yellow flash. The boss will often follow this up with 3 fast hits. To parry these, wait for the boss to hop towards you. As soon as you notice him move, parry. To deflect the second hit, wait for the boss's back to be facing you, and then deflect. A second later, press deflect again to parry the third hit. After this 3-hit combo, the boss will most likely follow up with a 2-hit golden attack. Dodge the first hit, dodge as soon as you hear the golden prompt, it comes out pretty quick. Dodge the second hit, wait a moment after hearing the golden prompt. This attack has a little bit of a misleading animation, so you do not want to dodge it straight away, as you'll most likely get hit. In phase 1.5, the boss will use a very slow sweeping attack he would use in phase 1, however in phase 1.5, it's now a golden attack that must be avoided. Wait for the yellow attack sound effect. Delay your dodge by just a second, and then dodge, as if you dodge too early, you'll always be hit by this move. Fun fact for range users, you'll be happy to know that there's somewhat of a bug when it comes to this boss. If you're in a good enough distance, usually a dodge distance away, and you keep hitting with range attacks during this attack in particular, he will continue to try to hit you with the attack until it connects. Eventually he'll get annoyed and then hit you with another attack, but for all intents and purposes, he just is locked with this attack if you have a ranged weapon. So do with the information as you will. Once the boss reaches 50% health, he enters phase 2 in probably one of the most coolest ways I've seen so far in this game. The boss snaps his spear to shorten it, lets out a loud roar which is parryable, and then jumps to the north side of the arena to gather his second blade. At this point in the fight, the boss cranks up the difficulty here, so you might want to lock in. At the start of phase 2, the boss uses the same opening sequence that he does in phase 1. You can dodge it exactly the same way. The only difference here is that the second hit of this combo has 2 hits instead of 1. If you're still in close proximity to the boss after the opening sequence, he often follows up with a golden spinning attack that has 3 hits. To dodge this attack, dodge slightly after hearing the golden prompt and not as you hear it, as the boss does take a little while to spin around and then hit you with the attack. If you successfully dodge the first hit, dodging the second hit can be tricky with the timing due to time slowing down. With this, you can easily avoid this second attack by dodging as soon as you hear the yellow prompt. The third hit usually doesn't hit you, as you'd be out of range due to you successfully dodging the second attack. After the opening sequence is finished, the boss has a few options at his disposal. One of these options looks like they have the same animation at first, but they actually branch into 2 different combos. The first being a leaping spin attack. If you create enough space, the boss will have to leap towards you to initiate the attack. Once the boss looks like he's about to touch the ground, press parry twice in quick succession, as this looks like it's one hit, but it's actually two very fast hits. You can deal with the second hit exactly the same as you would deal with the first hit. When the boss is about to touch the ground, press parry. For the last hit, wait for the boss to crouch, almost as if he's in a squatting position. When he's at his lowest point, press parry to deflect the attack. This attack does have a golden variation that he'll use a little bit later in the fight. To dodge it, you can use the same timings as the deflect timings I've just told you for this combo. The other combo he can do out of this animation if you're in close proximity is a fast 3-hit sweeping attack. This is one of those attacks that's easier to parry if you give yourself enough distance. To parry this successfully, wait for the boss to lean into the attack. As soon as you notice the boss move, instantly press deflect. You can get away with the parry timings here, as you can see on my controller on screen. You actually can just spam the deflect button. The boss will always follow this up with the same 2-hit jumping attack combo. After both of these combos, the boss will choose one of 2 red attacks to hit you with. It always happens, so as soon as you're done deflecting the double jump attack, you need to prepare to deflect one of 2 red attacks. The first red attack is exactly the same as the fast 3-hit sweeping attack. You deflect it exactly the same way. The other option the boss has to choose from is rarer in comparison to the first one I just showed you. This alternate red attack is a 2-hit combo that can be parried at the same tempo as a 3-hit sweep attack version. The way to tell these apart is by looking at the halberd in the boss's right hand. If the halberd sweeps across the floor very quickly, he's about to hit you with the 3-sweep red attack. If the halberd doesn't move at all, the boss is going to do the rarer 2-hit red attack. Deflect the rarer red attack combo. As soon as you see a red light flash from the boss, press deflect. This attack will be hard to get hit from if you parry early, as this attack hits you so fast, you generally just won't mistime it early. You're more likely to mistime it if you do it too late. To parry the second hit of the combo, press the deflect button as soon as you hear the red flash. The boss has 3 leaping attacks to choose from. 2 of them have the same exact animation, however one is a golden attack and one isn't. To parry or dodge this attack, wait for the boss to jump into the air. For the golden version, dodge half a second after you hear the warning sign, as if you dodge as soon as you hear it, you will get hit, as the animation of this attack is slightly misleading, as you can see from my controller inputs on the screen now. You can treat the timing exactly the same for the non-golden version, it's just the same here, but one you can parry and one you can't. The other leap attack is quite quick. You can treat this similar to how you treat the golden version of the big jump attack. You need to wait just a moment or half a second after hearing the warning and then dodge. If you dodge too early, you most likely will get hit. Usually, when the boss recovers from his ki bar being depleted, he will use a golden attack that summons lightning directly in front of him. This attack can easily be avoided by keeping your distance. In phase 2, there is a chance for lightning to strike inside the arena. This is quite an easy attack to notice, as you'll see electricity giving a faint glow from the ground before the lightning strikes, meaning this attack is also quite easy to avoid as you can walk away from it. Or you have the cooler option of farming some aura and deflecting the attack instead, potentially even breaking the boss's ki bar. The parry timing for this attack is quite tight. As soon as you notice the first strike of lightning hit the ground, press deflect. After making it through all those combos and all those mix-ups, your reward for beating the boss is a final stand attack. One thing to keep in mind is this attack can be inconsistent when it starts, Sometimes it will start as soon as he's executed, and sometimes he might wait a little bit longer. My mindset for this attack is as soon as I execute him, I always dodge away to avoid the first hit of the attack. All hits of this attack can be parried, including the first initial shout attack, but to parry all of the rest of the hits, this is the timing as follows. To parry the first hit, as soon as you see the boss move his spear in his right hand, press deflect. This is the part of the combo that you will most likely get hit often because it's so fast. To deflect the first 2 hits, wait for the boss to lean into the attack. When you can see his elbow, press deflect twice. To deflect the next 2 hits, press deflect twice in quick succession a moment later. You'll know when this moment arrives when the boss's halberd in his right hand is pointing towards the sky and the spear in his left hand is pointing towards the ground. Deflect the 3rd hit, wait for the boss to jump off the ground, and a moment later, press deflect. Time this when you see the boss's back after the hair of their helmet brushes past it. Deflect the next 2 attacks, the boss will be in this position when he lands. The moment to deflect twice here is when you see the halberd all the way at the back. As soon as you see it in this position, press deflect twice in quick succession. To deflect the last hit of the combo, the boss will twirl and then jump. Deflect when the boss is falling to the ground. And that's everything you need to know about the Nameless General boss fight. Hopefully this has helped you potentially even get a no-hit run, but the main reason why I make these videos in the first place is just to help people in general get across that threshold they might be struggling with. If you've enjoyed this video, a like and a subscription would go a long way. There's much more, or many more, Where Winds Meet content coming in the future, so if you like that, then stick around. And if you still happen to be in the mood for more Where Winds Meet content, then you can check out this video right here.